What is it with players playing up to the stereotype of their country? Hey, what's up guys, Irish Tail here, and in today's video, I'm going to be showcasing you some highlights from a recent ranked game I played, where some player that I met basically played up to the very typical stereotype of how EU players view most American players. Now that's not to say that all players are like this, and quite frankly, I would like to point out that some of the best players in the world are American, and also some of the best players I've ever played with are American. So I have no problem with American players. It's just when you come across a game like this where you meet somebody who plays up to the stereotype so badly that it reflects horribly on like everyone that comes from there. So obviously, the American stereotype is that Americans, they like to talk a lot, and they like to chat a lot of rubbish, basically. Just like, you know, British, we get the stereotypes of we're posh, we drink tea, you know, we think we're smarter than we are, those sorts of things. It's very typical stereotypes. And normally I would never play into them, I would never say that any of those sorts of things are correct, but in this case, I think it fit the player so perfectly that it couldn't help not being said. So, obviously I'm going to interject here and there on certain little bits of the game, but I'm going to try and show you it in, like, the most sort of, like, these are the bits where he was a dickhead. I'll skip out the boring bits. And obviously, please don't witch hunt this player, don't hate on him. To be honest, he's an embarrassment enough to himself that I don't think he needs any more embarrassing. So, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let me leave your thoughts on player stereotypes in the comments below, and I hope you enjoyed the video.
Boy.
Capcan, let me go there. That's my peak hole. Good man.
Damn.
Okay, that's number
Cav, up in the bar room.
Shut up, I know.
Fuck you saying shut up for? I'm helping you out.
There's like fucking 5,000. You could have told me all 5 were there.
Because I only saw Thatcher.
Dude.
I can't. Sorry for not having wall hacks.
You said you'd seen them, you said you knew.
I said I heard fucking Hibana.
You said you knew. You said you knew.
Hibana, he didn't even tell us Thatcher was there.
You said you knew. Okay, so basically, as you can see, he was already initially quite aggressive towards us at the start of the game. Literally, the moment we got in, my friend tried to make a call for him. He told my friend to shut up, he knew, and then he dies to another player. Now, what's irritating there is, one, he didn't like give a call of anything, and two, when he got a call from one of us, he told my friend to shut up that he knew. The moment he then died, it was everyone else's fault except for his own. And again, this is the thing with the Americans. Instead of going, fair play, that was my bad, he just went, oh, it's your fault, you didn't tell me this, that, and the other, and then he tried to bullshit and say, oh, I said I heard Hibana, when he didn't say that at all he told us was to do was shut up. And, like, you might think this is a one-off incident, but you'll see he gets more and more aggressive, more and more hostile as the video goes on.
Container.
Good on container.
Op 4 last stop
down.
standing.
Pick him up, guys. Pick the boy
Dude.
up. Dude, 420 blazes.
Quiet time.
He can see from the hatch. Shut up a minute.
No, it's alright though. You got him. You got a frame on your kitchen doorway. Oh,
I could have got that cunt if it wasn't for that low health.
Can you please do me a favour, man? Stop talking
that
so we can
fucking
hear
cunt! That
things.
fucking cunt, man!
And as you can see, another issue with this guy is, on the same exact round after he's died, he doesn't stop talking. He just keeps opening his mouth and saying irrelevant, useless things. Now, fair enough, you know what, if no one else could hear him, that would be fine. But the issue is we're trying to listen out the stuff and hear what's going on, and all this guy does is keeps talking. So I politely ask him, can you please stop talking so he can listen? Instead of going, okay, fair enough, sorry, he shouts at me like I'm in the wrong, which in this case, I'm not. But this is indicative of this type of player. They just play up to this stereotype of, oh, I'm going to be the big dick here, and try and act like a complete idiot.
Are you sure?
Where are you from, then? Because you're not doing your country any favours.
Dude, really? Africa really needs me, dude. What are you talking about?
Right, so he's American, he's loud, and he's...
African. Get it right, bro.
If you say so. I hate people like this.
You know how South Africa has the most, like, white people?
Do you know you will give Americans a bad name?
What?
You're the type of person that give Americans bad name. You don't stop talking. You don't give useful calls. You keep talking over noise.
I'm not in America.
Find the biohazard container
You
location.
sound American. You don't sound South African.
I sound American because I know English. And I don't have a shitty accent.
Oh my god, that's just bullshit. I know South Africa.
That's what you're saying. That's what you're saying.
I know
Because I don't have a shitty accent. I'm not from over here.
One, I didn't say shitty accent. I said you don't have an accent.
They're upstairs.
Two,
top level.
I know South Africans. I know what they sound like.
This is South Africa, my dude. Just because I don't talk like, oh, South Africa, Africa. Yeah, just because I don't talk like that.
No, he's American. He's obviously
10
American.
seconds to insertion.
Bullshitting at the top level of like.
You are not born in South Africa and have an accent like that without having South African.
seconds.
It's like, just because I don't have a shitty accent.
He's
It's
not
like, one,
South
you wouldn't call your
African,
local
lying
accent
bastard.
shitty. Two,
Biohazard container location unknown.
Oh, he's 100%
Find the biohazard
I understand,
container.
you know everything, dude, but not
oh,
this.
shut up, you American.
They're up there.
bastard. So basically, as you can see here, he's now trying to claim that he's South African after we call him out for being an American, being loud, obnoxious, and he basically starts having a go at us, calling us ignorant and all these different stupid things. Now, you might argue that yes, me arguing with him probably wasn't the best idea, but I did then go and message the guys on my team afterwards, and they did agree with me that, in fairness, I had every right to call out his BS, because he was just being an absolute shit. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably going to be saying at this point, maybe you should just mute him. The issue is this guy doesn't stop there. He keeps typing shit in the chat, and he just keeps going. And this is the problem with these people. They don't stop. It's where the stereotype of Americans being loud-mouthed and loud comes from. Because this guy just will not stop talking, and will not stop talking shit. And it just gets worse, as you're about to see. I want to put
Don't die to her. She's coming around to the left.
Dude, will you shut
Friendly
up?
operator remaining.
Dude, those were the
I
best
can't
calls you could get.
Yeah, if I could fucking hear them, they would be. I'm on about the footsteps, not your voice.
All friendlies have
Common
been
sense.
eliminated.
Shut your mouth. I swear, if you can, like, once you're dead, unless you've got a useful call, shut up.
Common sense, kid. Common
Shut
sense.
up,
Use your
you
brain.
stupid
Use your
American.
brain.
Shut your face.
American. Oh, there you go with the American shit again.
If you're South African, then I am from Guatemala. That's the level of bullshit.
Damn. That's a good one, dude.
Come on.
Yeah. So as you can see, he's just not dropping this bullshit, like, South African thing. And I know a few of you might be thinking, well, maybe he lives in South Africa and counts himself as South African. Now, that is a potential possibility, but that's not true. Let's face the facts. It's not. He's probably an American. I'll be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he was under the age of 15 or around 15. He's just being a cocky little shit who thinks he's funny. Now, if you genuinely want to hear a South African accent, this is my friend who was in the Discord listening to us at the time, who is actually South African for any kind of point of reference, for anyone who doesn't know what a South African actually sounds like.
It's not like a South African will have a British accent.
He's not. He's saying he's South African, right? But he's pure, honest to God, right? Pure blood American with the fucking way he's talking.
Are you stupid, blood?
Mate.
They're making kill holes for the drop from the garage.
Oh, they've got the long corridor covered, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see him planting a...
Catch up.
wire.
Catch up. The shitty American is leaving you
I'm just
behind.
going to ignore him, like, flat out.
Insertion in 10 seconds.
There's a frost trap at the bottom of the
The
ladder.
useless
garage.
American, the
Biohazard
useless
container
American, like,
You know, when he's talking,
like you guys said, is
If
leaving
If
you
you
guys
talk
behind.
over him, it makes it sound like he'll think we've still muted him. So.
Proceed to the biohazard container
Frost is
and
just
secure it.
like upstairs in
Fucking
the garage area somewhere.
shitters. Fucking shitters.
I think Frost is somewhere up here.
I
She's
think
run
you're
off.
bad.
Changing mags.
Pretty sure Frost is still upstairs somewhere. Well, there's Frost. Where was that? Where were you killed from? Where was she? Don't drop the ladder. There's a
Great
Frost
call
trap.
I'm not dropping.
Kitchen they don't do.
Man, just mute the American. That's what we've done. Not worth listening to him.
Shut up, bitch. If you muted me, I can't hear you. You're fucking retarded. You
I
fucking...
love how he
When
doesn't
did you
know
buy
how,
this game?
I
Hold
love
on,
how
let
he
me
doesn't
check.
know how the mute system works and that people can still hear you. I love how this American's like bitching about shit, but he's already dead. It's like,
Dude, get higher rank than gold, bro. Oh, that's sad.
Clear.
You can fight through 4 and still get gold, dude. That's sad as fuck.
Yeah, how's he know you're season 4?
you can look up people's ranks.
That's
On
the saddest sight I fucking see.
Just flat out ignoring him now. He's not responding. So as you see here, basically we start to ignore him, and he just starts making these little jabs here and there, making insults about the rest of us, and he's just basically chatting shit again. Because he's higher than me on the scoreboard, he's like, oh, I can't hear you from down there, and he's just basically chatting shit. So I think, well, you know what, I'm going to say I've just muted him to the rest of the team, just for the lols of it, just to hear him chat more shit. And then for what the fun of it is, he says, you've not muted me because I can still hear you, and if you mute someone, they can't hear you, and you can't hear them. But he then goes on to start typing in chat because he's not actually sure of himself, and he starts typing. Now, yes, he's 100% correct. If you've muted someone, you can't hear them, they can't hear you. But he's not so confident on that, because he starts then typing everything afterwards. So, it's a kind of funny thing here. He thinks he's an expert, but he knows fuck all. And then because I'm ignoring him, he then jumps into this whole, you know, oh, you're only gold 4, oh, you shit, you've only got gold this season, last season rather, you only got gold last season, and all this sort of shit, basically taking the piss out of my rank. Now what's funny is, this is not my main account, this is my second account, and I only started playing ranked on it at the end of last season. So last season I finished gold on this account, and that doesn't bother me. This season I'm currently gold 1, I'm probably going to hit platinum in the next few games. But the thing is, like I said, this isn't my main, and I haven't played a lot of the seasons. But for some reason this guy thinks that's going to insult me by start saying, oh, you only got gold. Now what's funny is, I then looked this guy up after this game, and you can do this yourselves. This guy for the first season got bronze, he then got silver. The season after that, he then got platinum 3, he then got platinum 1, and then he's currently gold 3. Now what's funny is, if you then look up his kill-death ratio and his win-loss ratio, you can tell how obvious it is that this guy was carried to his platinum ranks. It's so obvious, it's actually painful, just considering the amount of deaths he's actually had to get that kill-death. He's obviously not a good player, and this is all he ever seems to do is just troll and chat shit to people. But you're about to see where he goes over the edge of just being a toxic chatter to being a toxic player. Oh my god,
Dude,
he had to hide on the roof. We had to hide on the roof.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man!
Stop shooting each other, what the fuck?
Dude!
What's up?
So as you can see, this is where the problem gets worse. The guy moves from being this abusive chat player to being an abusive team killer. Basically what happened was, we lost the last defending round, and he decides to blame me and team kill me. So he moves from this idea of, oh, you know, I can't do enough through chat to irritate this guy, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to team kill him. And that to me is just completely 100% pathetic, and where I started to really dislike this guy. Because before, yes, he was an arrogant little shit, but at the end of the day, they're a dime a dozen. This is where he moved to being full-on dislikable. And what I found funny about this was that he had to hide on the roof to kill me. He was that unsure of his ability to kill me that he had to be hidden behind cover to do it. It's just so pathetic and it's ridiculous. And like I say, it just doesn't give a good image of NA players. Yes, you know, I'm not saying all North American players are like this. I know by no means do I think they are, but it just gives a bad image to these types of players. And I'm sure EU players come and do it to American servers as well, just as much. So what's the takeaway from this story? Well, first of all, it's that not everybody you play with in Siege is going to be a nice person, even in Ranked. And another thing you have to remember is that not everybody from every country is going to be pleasant or polite. Now, as I said, this guy does not make a good example for NA players. He makes American players look like they're, you know, just toxic, they chat a lot, they don't stop talking. And I'm well aware that players like from America aren't like that. Like I said, I've met many players that are like the nicest people I've ever met. They're really pleasant, they're great players, and this guy was just a really bad example of it. But what I'm trying to get here is you have to remember, when you play with other people from other countries, you are setting an example for how you would like from how people from your country play with other people. And, you know, some people like me, we're not going to view everyone like that. However, some people might take away and say, oh, everybody from that country is like that. Unfortunately, that's how the world is. So you have to remember, even if you don't like somebody, the best course of action is to ignore them. Also, another takeaway is that sometimes you can't ignore somebody. Sometimes they get under your skin so much that you kind of reply. And in this case, I shouldn't have replied. I should have just ignored him flat out. But he got under my skin so much that I did reply in this game. I'm well aware that I probably shouldn't have. But like I said, I'm only human, and, you know, he got under my skin to a point where I felt I had to reply. But obviously, you know, like I said, please don't view this as though all NA players are like this. He is just like a very small sample of a very large group. There are a lot more nice players than there are dickheads. Obviously, like I said, please don't go and hate on this guy. His actions on their own are enough embarrassment as it is, and the fact that he was trying to call my rank out, yet he's been really crap and obviously carried, is just another perfect example of how he's embarrassed himself. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope you learned a little something about this game, learned that, you know, your actions do have consequences, and that you are an image. You do represent your country when you're playing with people, even if you don't think you do. So I hope you guys have enjoyed. What I want you to do now in the comments below is let me know your experiences of people from other countries, be it American players experiencing EU players, be it EU players experiencing American players, hell, be it Asian players experiencing American players, what have you. I want to hear your stories from your region about players that you've experienced, be they good stories or bad stories. Here's the point. I want to try and get a bit of a balance. I want to hear good stories as well as bad. I want to hear the good that this community is sort of brought together. I want to hear about people that have met up with teams and you've gone on to win like 5 games, because those kind of stories are amazing, and I want to kind of try and show that more players are good than are bad. But this is just a bad experience that I felt that I should share. Also because it shows that we all have bad games. We all have games where there are toxic teammates. The best thing you can do is just recover from it, move on, and hope that you don't get that player again. And like I said, expect the best of people, not the worst, even if they're from the same country as somebody you've met who you don't like. But other than that, guys, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, feel free to hit that like button. If you didn't, the dislike button is just there. If you haven't heard, I have some merch out that you can go and check out. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one.